Hey, what's up, guys? Kyle Gallen back from their video, and today I want to do my Attack on Titan review, episode 60 review, English dub. So here goes on the episode there. It aired last night on Toonami. uh, During this recording there, it aired last night on Toonami there. um, so, so here goes. The episode starts out with the guy looking around and stuff like that. The episode actually starts out with the guy looking around and shit. We actually see him like laying on the ground and shit like that. He's like looking up at the sky. There, mostly, he's like looking at the sky and stuff like that. One of his soldier commanders was actually saying something about get out of the way and shit like that because they're technically firing there, or technically the enemy was firing and stuff like that. Mostly, it's really like a technically like a war thing. They're like in a battle or in a war thing there. So they're trying to get this guy out of there, out of fucking harm's way. The guy was trying to get him out of harm's way. We seen like the soldiers were fucking dying there from we've seen the other soldiers getting shot when he was trying to rush them over to safety there. When he rushed him over to safety, the girl from um, one of the girl soldiers there was actually saying something about saying he's acting delusional there because he kind of remembers like cutting like Titans up and stuff like that, and he was like in the war and stuff. He was like mostly cutting up Titans and shit like that. And then she told the guy she told the guy saying you're technically being illusional right now and shit like that when she was actually saying something about that. She was like tightening his head up there. He's like, wait, you're tightening up too tight and shit like that. That's what he was saying. He was like, you're tightening up too tight there. So when he was saying stuff like that, saying he was tightening up his head way too tight and shit like that, they actually like looked at where the things were and shit. um, Technically, they were saying something about like this armored train comes out of nowhere, and they were saying something about the this armored train can actually damage a Titan there. It can like totally like obliterate a Titan there, and even the Titans they actually have there. They actually have some Titans there, but mostly the Titans they actually have, it's no match against this armor train. Mostly this armor train there will technically damage the Titans there and shit like that. The girl there, she's like, I have this thing here. Mostly she has like a stick of, she has like dynamite. Mostly she has like mostly the fucking dynamite there. She said, mostly I need to get this on the train there. She's like, I had to go and put this dynamite there. And then he's saying, no, it's too risky. You can easily die from the line of fire. That's what the general was saying to her. She's like, let me do this there and do it. So mostly she was taking off her clothes there. Mostly mostly it was just showing like mostly she was wearing a gown and shit. And she was technically stripping down to her like her gown. And she's like, they're right, why you're stripping down and stuff. And she was saying something about like mostly she's saying something about that, or she's like taking off her clothes. Mostly she was saying something about that. She's like, mostly to get the diamond to the train there, I have to get down and stuff. And mostly she was like kind of like got out of the foxhole, and she was kind of like limping there. The enemy soldiers are like, oh, she's kind of like injured and shit. Don't fire at her and shit like that. That's what they were saying. And one of the guys wanted to fire her, but the other guy's like, go ahead. He's like, I'm not doing the same thing there. One of the enemy soldiers said that. So she tended to fall down there. She tended to fall down. And then she was saying, then they were saying, oh, she was kind of hurt and stuff like that. But mostly she has the dynamite behind her. So she out of nowhere, when they didn't really expect it, she throws the dynamite at the armor train there. It went underneath the armor train. It blows up the armor train there. And then they're like, oh, fuck, and shit. And they're like, oh, fuck. They can't believe their eyes, saying one of the armor trains got knocked down. So it gave enough time for Bruno to come down on this blimp there with all these titans and shit. So he was like pushing these people out there, and he's pushing these people out, and they're like parachuting down, and mostly they were all turning into titans there. So all these people there, he was pushing, or Bruno was pushing out of the plane there, was actually turning into titans and shit like that. So all the titans came down and were eating up all the soldiers there. They're like, the soldiers are like, oh fuck, we're kind of fucking screwed there. Until they're like blasting cannons and shit like that, killing off half the titans there. And then Bruno came down, and he's like, oh man, he's like these fucking walls again. So Bruno cuts himself there, turns into the armor titan. Technically turns into the fucking armor titan there. And he was technically like sweeping through the fucking walls there and shit like that. He was technically he was sleeping through the fucking walls there, and he was mostly sleeping through the walls. And he's like, I don't have no fucking time for this and crap like that. And then out of nowhere, he gets hit by an armor train. Bruno gets hit by an armor train. He's like, what the fuck hit me? He's like, what the fuck hit me and stuff like that. And then you saw that armor train was like going across, and he's like, an armor train. He's like, how that fucking thing got there and shit like that. So he fucking picks up the fucking armor train there, and tries to, he's trying to get to the armor train without getting hit. And he picks up the armor train and derails it there. He fucking derails the fucking armor train there. And then because he took out like half the walls and shit like that. Here's some like battleships were ready to attack Bruno there. The Beast Titan there, or the guy who honestly is the Beast Titan. He flies down. He's like, I'm sorry about this, Bruno. And he freaking cuts himself there. Turns himself into the Beast Titan there. And the Beast Titan grabs all like these cannons there and throws them at the ships. He's technically throwing them at the ships there. It took like a couple of tries to to throw the cannons at the ships and stuff like that. And the ships were firing at the Beast Titan there. They were all firing at the Beast Titan. It kind of looks like the Beast Titan was going to get fucked there. If Bruno didn't step in the way, the Beast Titan should have been fucked there. But Bruno stepped in the way. He blocked like half the fire there. So mostly he was blocking the fire there to prevent the Beast Titan to get hit. Beast Titan throws more of cannons there right at the ships, blowing up like all the ships there, knocking them all out. He's like, this is like technically over and shit like that. That's what he was saying. He's like, technically this is over. And he's like, this is not compared to the thing there. So, in the end of the episode there, we see somebody walking there, and it kind of looks like it was Isaac there. Kind of looks like Isaac was like walking around looking how the how this like small village got attacked by the by these titans there and shit like that. And that's what it said on the newspaper. And then that's where technically where the episode ends, where technically it looks like Isaac was walking off there, and that's where the episode ends. And then we also get the next time there, so they actually brought the next time back. So yep, that's pretty much it. Comment, rate, and response to this videos. We like videos. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell so uploads. Comment, response to this videos. We like her out. Peace.